Hey, what's up everybody? Hammerheart Metal Reviews here once again. Today we're doing a brand new album review for you. No, it's not Metallica. I know everyone and their mothers is reviewing the new Metallica album, but I have no interest in doing that. Enough other people have done it. I'm going to focus on a band that not too many other people are probably talking about, and that is Blazon Rite with their new album Rites and Ancient Songs. This was just released this past Friday, April 14th, 2023. And wow, this one is just a solid slab of old school classic heavy metal. It's got that old school vibe, just that typical classic heavy metal sound. This is the second full-length album from this band. They are from Philadelphia in the USA. I was a big fan of their debut, which was from 2021, Endless Halls of Golden Totem. That was a great introduction to the band, and this one honestly has built upon that foundation and improved upon it, in my opinion. If you haven't heard these guys before, like I said, this is just epic heavy metal, true heavy metal, pure traditional heavy metal, whatever you want to call it, full of twin guitar melodies and harmonies that are absolutely the star of the show here. Really awesome stuff. The debut album did have some keys and synths that kind of gave it almost like a progressive rock influence in certain parts. That has kind of gone away here. There's no keys or synths that I can hear. This is more of just a direct, in-your-face heavy metal record, and it's all the better for it. Not to say that those keys and synths were misused on the debut. It really suited the vibe that that album was going for, but here, this time around, that's not the mood and atmosphere they were going for. This one is just straight-ahead classic heavy metal, and I absolutely love it. This album is 7 tracks. It's about 36 minutes long. So that is a perfect length for this style of music. It doesn't overstate its welcome. This is a very tight band. The musicianship is really on display here. It's full of great catchy guitar licks and hooks and catchy choruses. The vocals are definitely unique. It doesn't have the, like you hear traditional epic heavy metal, you might think like some high-pitched soaring vocals. That's not really the approach here. It's more of a rugged, low register approach that's very emotive. Might be an acquired taste. I did show this band to one of my buddies, and their comment was that they loved everything about it, but they couldn't really get into the vocals. So I could kind of see that, but I myself, I really dig the vocals. I love it when a band does something unique that stands out, and the vocals definitely make this band stand out. They've got the fantastical lyrical themes that you often get with this style of metal. It's just really triumphant and heroic tales. And it's really powerful guitar solos here. Like I said, the guitar lead melodies and lead work are really the star of the show here. But the whole band is amazing. But the solos kill as well. And it's really full of a ton of changes of pace. Like, it's not just full speed ahead, and it's not just slowed down tempos. Even within the same songs, it'll change tempos on the drop of a hat. Like, it's really keeps you guessing, keeps you on your toes. It's got thrashy, fast, speedy parts, but then it's got slower, like doomier sections in places as well. Very headbangable album, just really fun to listen to. Yeah, you check out that album art as well. Like, come on, how good is that album cover? Really paints the picture of what you are in store for. Throughout the album, I really like the pacing and the flow. Like I said, some different songs have different tempos, and this is just pure heavy metal. Harkens back to those 80s glory days, and it's just got that vibe that I absolutely love. So I'm going to do a quick track-by-track run-through. I'll give you my thoughts on this as a whole, and then I'll score it out of 10 at the end. This album kicks off with Autumn Fear Brings Winter Doom. This is just a great punchy opener. Excellent riffs. It really showcases what you're in store for over the course of the album. Got really tasty twin guitar melodies. They come in and it's just awesome stuff. You like right away, you'll just be smiling. And the bass is actually really audible throughout this song and throughout the whole record, and it's really well done. Like, sometimes bass kind of gets buried in the background, but the production and mix here is really on point. You can hear all the instruments, and the bass actually stands out, and it's really well done. There's tons of sing-alongable parts here. It's got this really like anthemic, glorious heavy metal vibe to it, to this song and throughout the album. But yeah, absolutely stellar way to kick off the album. After that, the second song, Salvage What You Can of the Night. Absolutely one of the standout tracks here. Kick-ass guitar licks to kick off the song. So much fun. Like, this one puts a smile on my face instantly. You're gonna be headbanging, you're gonna be pumping your fist in the air. catchy ass chorus that you will be singing along to, and an absolutely killer solo. Like, yeah, easily one of my favorites on the album. After that, the third track, The Fall of a Once Great House. This one kind of has like a subdued intro. It's like peaceful and serene. Switches things up for the first couple songs with a slower tempo. The guitars really shine. It's almost got this like sorrowful feel to the leads in the beginning of this song, but it still has that epic feel, and you can tell that it's going to go somewhere else after a couple minutes, and it does exactly that. It gets heavier a couple minutes in. It picks up the pace. And I just really like the song construction here, starting with that slower, kind of subdued intro and then taking off. It just takes you to so many different places, different emotions, and just another ripping solo in the tail end of this song as well. The guitar work really shines. All right, after that, the fourth track, Mark of the Stormborn Riders, another absolute standout here. This is another up-tempo, fast-paced song, shredding to start it off. And another sing-alongable, catchy chorus. This album is full of them. They do a really good job of this. This is just pure heavy metal joy. You got the speedy riffs and anthemic chorus, and they just really excel at this type of song. Once again, the solo really slays, and the guitar work is just glorious. Absolutely another one of my favorite tracks on the album. After that, the fifth track, the title track, Rites and Ancient Songs. This one's got a different kind of intro. It's very like folky. There's birds whistling with these acoustic guitars, and it really just sets the stage for an epic tale. Then all of a sudden it kicks into high gear after that intro, more of like a mid-paced tempo, but it still has some great guitar work on display. Even when I'm saying mid-paced, don't make that sound like a negative. It just switches things up again, but there are still some tempo changes, and it picks it up as well, picks up the pace. Like, it's a very interesting song construction here with, like I said, these changes of pace on the drop of a hat, even from measure to measure. It speeds it up, and the drums just really keep this one interesting throughout. I haven't really mentioned the drums yet, but they do a solid job here, especially with all the tempo changes, and just pounds along. Awesome, awesome stuff. After that, the sixth song, Troubadours of the Final Quarrel. This one starts off, I absolutely love the opening riffs here. It's another dose of up-tempo riffs with amazing twin melodies, very like Iron Maiden-esque, especially like 80s Iron Maiden. Probably an influence on the band with some of these twin guitar melodies, I'm sure. And guess what? Another very hooky chorus that you will be sure to raise your horn to and sing along, shout along, scream, raise your fist in the air. Just absolutely a heavy metal anthem. Another one that I think would absolutely kill live. Hopefully this band comes up to Canada someday so I can see them. But yeah, I feel like this song would do great in a live setting with the sing-alongable choruses that everyone could kind of join in on. Then it goes to the closing track, The Coming Tide of Yule. This one has some melodic lead work to open it up, and then it slows things down to really like this doomy pace, and it really has like a doomy vibe. But then it crescendos into the chorus, and then kind of repeats these parts over and over again, but then it goes back into the melodic lead work that was at the beginning of the song, but with an even faster tempo, and I absolutely love when they do that. Very fitting way to wrap up the album. So all in all, mostly positive things here. I don't really have much negative to say. Like, I don't think there's any weak songs here. I thoroughly enjoy this from start to finish. Maybe it's not the most original thing out there, but what it lacks in originality, it more than makes up for in execution and songwriting and performances and just overall enjoyability. Honestly, if you're into traditional heavy metal, go give this album a listen. You will not be disappointed. Very solid stuff, especially on the guitar side of things. So, to score this out of 10, if you've watched my reviews before, anything that hits 7.5 out of 10 and higher is something I would recommend. If it reaches towards 8 out of 10, I strongly recommend it. If it reaches towards 9, that's like next level stuff. I don't think I can quite give this a 9 out of 10, but it's easily hitting 7.5, and I'm going to comfortably give this 8 out of 10 with the potential that it could rise even more after more listens in the future. But yeah, honestly, go check this one out. You will be headbanging in no time. Strongly recommend if you're into traditional heavy metal. So anyways, these are just my thoughts and opinions on this album. As usual, I would love to get yours down below. Let me know what you think of it. And until next time, Hammer Heart Metal Reviews, out.